So I'm going to start now. We're all freelancers here, and I know we're all interpreters, but from speaking to some of you, I know that we're not all one-trick ponies. Whatever our present situations, most of us have had to provide more than just interpreting services in order to survive, especially those pesky first few years. Now, for a lot of us, this means other language-related tasks like translating, proofreading, transcription. You know the drill. And these services often mean that we work from home. Sure, it also means we can set up an office anywhere from Starbucks to the beach. I mean, anywhere with Wi-Fi. But I still think it's safe to say that at one point or another, we've consistently worked from home. Now, there is a whole host of positives for that. I mean, who doesn't love having a commute that lasts however long it takes you to get from your bed to your kitchen table? Imagine your flatmate. Let's call him Jose. Jose works the same number of hours as you and comes home destroyed from a horrendous battle through rush hour on the smelly, grimy London tube every day. And you? Well, you just feel a little bit smug about that extra hour in bed, or the cheeky Netflix or Game of Thrones binge session you had at about 3 p.m. Don't you? And the clothes, or lack thereof. Not only does poor Jose come home exhausted, but really uncomfortable. That Swiss jacket and tie doesn't really travel so well. Whereas you, well, let's face it, for you it's been a pretty productive day if you managed to migrate from your pyjamas to your track pants and hoodie. And then there's life stuff. Do you feel like doing 3 loads of washing and drying during your translation breaks? Check. Want to be flexible with your Amazon delivery so you don't have to pay more for a super specific time slot outside of working hours? Also check. Or maybe your hairdresser's only free at 11 a.m. on a Wednesday morning. No problem. They've got Wi-Fi and a plug. What more do you need? Poor Jose. He looks so sad when he has to spend his Sundays with no clean clothes, staying in all day for a delivery. And finally, the people. Horrible specimens, aren't they? Jose can't even get near the coffee machine without having to spend 20 minutes talking about the weather, printing problems, and oohing and eyeing over some random person's baby he'll never ever meet. They say silence is golden. And even if I did fancy a bit of banter, my cats and I have very witty repartees every now and again. So, all of that's great. And I did it for a few years, but then I woke up one morning and, out of the blue, decided I was sick to death of it. The view of my kitchen bored me to tears. I hated my track pant days. Didn't feel like doing my laundry in the middle of the day. And I realised that I was well on my way to becoming a crazy cat lady. So I decided that all that had to change. Now, a year ago, I met David at a networking event for local businesses. David told me about a co-working space he'd founded and invited me to come along. Now, what is co-working? I hear you ask. Well, co-working essentially involves paying to use a shared office space, as well as getting greater or fewer office perks, depending on how much you're shelling out, of course. They can range from free coffee and printing to full-on yoga classes and even gourmet cookie tasting sessions. So I thought, I'll go and have a look. The space is called Work Life, and it's 15 to 20 minutes away from my house by tube. And as an aside to all of you non-Londoners, that's pretty much the same thing as it being next door to my house. As soon as I arrived, I was in love. The decor was super snazzy and trendy, but it also had this homey, comfy feel. There was upbeat music in the background, and the walls were plastered with bright, poppy artwork. There were cosy little cushioned areas all around where you could put your feet up. And as I got shown around, I saw the fun didn't stop there. There were breakout areas in different places. So there were quieter areas where you could brainstorm or have an informal meeting. There was a fun pod equipped with books and covered floor to ceiling in Andy Warhol print. There was a relaxation pod with a comfy chair where you could have a snooze. There was even a focus pod with extra soundproofing. Not bad for interpreting practice. Wow, I thought, this is even cooler than my kitchen. Then I got told about the perks. On Monday mornings, we get fresh bagels and cereal. On Monday evenings, we get to wind down with a free 1-hour yoga class. Tuesdays and Thursdays is when we get our fresh fruit injection. And just when everyone is desperate for a break, on Thursdays at 5, it's free beer and pizza. Wow, I thought again. I bet I could eat enough bagels and pizza to make up for the monthly fee. Spoiler alert, I could not. Regardless, I was 100% sold. I handed over my credit card, and I've been working there since late September. Now, I've told you why I signed up, but a few months later, has the glamour of free beer and pizza worn off yet? I will tell you after the break. How long was that? That was 8 minutes, but I'm like halfway through, so I thought